assalamu alaikum, good morning, khush aamdeed, ji aya nu, goeiemorgen.
Pakhair agale, ni hao, chune shumme, washmale, ohio gonzaimes, guten morgen. Hola, bonjour, privyet, kaifa hal, hale shama chatore, ahlan wa sahlan marhaba, buna, mucho, gracias, ishpata, and a very amazing good morning to everybody who's tuned into PTV World and are watching World this morning on a Tuesday. Fabulous, not very sunny, but cold morning, ladies and gentlemen. With me, I have Shiza Hashmi, and I am Shahzad Khan. Hi, Shiza. How are you today?
I'm absolutely great. How are you?
I'm absolutely perfect. I think I've got all the energy to do whatever chores I'm supposed to do today as well. And I think that the sole reason behind this is that I was able to sleep well.
Wow.
Yes, and I think
Enough
sleeping
sleep?
well is very important, ladies and gentlemen. Please.
It is. It actually defines your whole mood for the day, you know.
Exactly.
So I really hope for all of you out there that you start your day with positive and kind thoughts and surround yourself with kind and positive people throughout your day. Because I'll tell you what, be the angel you want to meet in this
Yeah, but
world.
before you do that, did you have your coffee today?
I did.
Okay.
Can you see it?
How many tins of coffee did you have today?
Just one, but it was enough.
Because I've got an interesting fact to share about coffee.
Okay.
So ladies and gentlemen, half of the time whenever we are drinking coffee, so you know the scent is like very hard. I mean, you can probably feel as if you're drinking coffee, but it does not taste the way it smells, and it's because of the fact that half of the taste is actually taken away by your saliva. And yeah, I never wanted to say this, but the most amazing fact is that the most expensive coffee in the world, ladies and gentlemen, is actually made up of elephant dung.
Yes,
so,
Thai elephant dung.
Okay, so I don't know, whether people wanted to have that expensive coffee or not.
They do.
Yeah,
There are a lot of people out there.
So you never know what you have in your coffee.
Well, that's actually true, absolutely. So coming back to the fact that be the angel you want to meet in this world. I'm actually copying someone's words, and I'll tell you why. Because so I came across this news story, and I immediately thought I'm going to share this with all of you guys. Wow. So in Nigeria, a lot of medical facilities are not free for everyone, and not a lot of people can afford them. So even when they get done with their treatment, they have to stay in the hospitals until they pay their medical bills, which is often like a lot. So there's this person in Nigeria, he's called Zeal, the first name is Zeal. What he does is he goes to the hospitals, gets a list of the people who haven't yet paid the bills. He pays their bills and lets them go without, being recognized. And his motto is that be the angel you want to meet in this world. So,
and I think that's great, and which is why, as sunshine is to flowers, smile is to humanity.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so smile, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget to do that. And thinking about that, which you just mentioned, there's this other amazing human being in France, ladies and gentlemen, because earlier there was a debate whether to wear hijabs or not. And then the government actually imposed a fine for somebody who's actually going to wear a hijab. So this gentleman, what he does is that he actually pays off their fine. So, I think that's great. And, yesterday, so I was just reading this amazing thing, and where, there were a few pickup lines for people to probably say to people. So I came across this line on a very lighter note, ladies and gentlemen, where this gentleman actually walks up to a lady and asks, "Are you Google?" And she says, "No, why?" And then he goes like, "Because you are all I was looking for." So yeah, starting our show, ladies and gentlemen, right now we really need to check whether it's going to rain, snowfall, or gusty winds.
Yeah,
let's do that. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, so mainly cold and partly cloudy weather is expected in most parts of the country. Agle 24 ghante mein.
And according to Met Office, light rain with snowfall is expected in Malakand Division, Kashmir and Gilgit-Baltistan.
And for people who will be driving, please make sure, because foggy conditions are expected at a few places in plain areas of Punjab, Upper Sindh and Peshawar Division during night and morning hours. So yeah, I think probably midday you can opt to drive from one city to another.
And other than that, Met Office has said that continental air is prevailing over most parts of the country. A shallow westerly wave is likely to affect northern areas of the country today.
Yes, so I think we'll be cool today, ladies and gentlemen. Not a lot of rain or snowfall. It's just that it's going to be foggy and cold.
And snowing in some parts of the country.
Yes, which is why what we have done today is that, one of our very amazing news reporters, ladies and gentlemen, Fahad Ahmed Missan, he went out and he made a report for our show. So let's go ahead and let's take a look how weather is going to be and how funny or how impatient one can get just because of the fact that weather conditions are harsh these days.
Let's do it.
Intermittent snowfall continues in parts of Murree Galiat Kohistan, blocking roads at several locations. Long queues of vehicles can be seen on the roads between Islamabad and Murree. Heavy snow has been recorded in Ayubia, Nathia Gali, Miranjani and nearby areas. Vehicular traffic is suspended on Galiat Road. The local administration has started operation to clear the road. In Kohistan, up to 2 feet of snow has been recorded in upper localities, dropping the mercury level to -2. The heavy snow caused closure of the main road as well as link roads. Skardu city received up to 6 inches of snow and temperature fell to -8 degrees. 1.5 feet snow has been recorded on the mountains. Flight service between Skardu and Islamabad is suspended. Vehicular traffic has also been affected in Skardu. Meanwhile, the Gilgit city received snowfall after a decade. More snowfall over the mountains is also likely in Mari, Galiat, Malakan Division, Gilgit-Baltistan and Kashmir during the period. Fahad Ahmed Missan, PTV World, Islamabad.
Well, wow, Gilgit city received snowfall after a decade.
Exactly. So, but so people who are actually living in Gilgit, yeah, you better be very careful about the weather conditions. Please make sure that kids do not go out to play in the snow because it's going to be very cold, and I don't want any of our viewers to fall sick, and in fact, anybody.
So, before we move on to what we're talking about today, there's this one thing that we need to do. Whose birthday are we celebrating today?
Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, since we mentioned yesterday as well that if you have your birthday, probably in January or in February, what you can do is that you can write to us on our Facebook page, which is with the name of World This Morning, and we're going to actually give you a shout out. So we've got 3 names today which we've shortlisted. 2 of them are from Lahore, and 1 of them is actually from Multan. So let's do that. So it's birthday wishes coming your way, ladies and gentlemen. So a very birthday to you. Wow, birthdays are always cool, and since it's my birthday month, ladies and gentlemen, so Shakila Awan from Multan, it's your birthday today. A very, very happy birthday. Make sure that you actually have fun today as well, alongside Miss Shakila. We have been actually, we got an inbox from Mr. Arsalan Mahmood from Lahore. It's his birthday too as well. He just turned 18.
Wow.
Wow, so 18 is that fragile age, gentlemen, where you actually have to be very cautious in life. Otherwise, if you get detracked, it's very hard to get back on track. So please make sure that you use this number for good. Yeah. And last but not the least, from Lahore, once again, ladies and gentlemen,
Abdullah Arif, happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday. Let's sing them a song.
Okay.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear all of you. Happy birthday to you.
So a very happy birthday to all those celebrating today.
Exactly. And yeah, but at the same time, there's one more thing as well. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's wedding season these days as well, and people
and you've been attending a lot of weddings, I see on your
Well, I've been attending a lot of weddings, but still my friends are not talking to me because on the weekends I'm working as well, and majority of the times, the weddings are actually on weekends as well.
Yes.
So, one of our very amazing younger brother got married 2 days ago, ladies and gentlemen, Chaudhry Farhan Tahir, and yeah, so we want to wish you best of luck, Farhan. And
Shadi Mubarak ho.
Shadi Mubarak ho aapko, and Bhabhi ji aapko bhi. And I think that it's a start to a new journey. Please make sure that you actually do not listen to a lot of people around you. It's your Shadi, it's your life, and you guys actually need to do whatever you feel like. Yeah, so please make sure that you do not listen to anything else. I mean, just don't listen to the noise around you. People saying, oh, ki ho gaya, oh, inj ho gaya. Don't do that. Yeah, it's your marriage, it's your life.
And you deserve
best
to be
of
happy.
luck. Best of luck. Yes.
Absolutely. So now, finally, coming to what we're talking about today. We're starting with the fact that Pakistan happens to be the 5th highest recipient of remittances from across the globe because of its citizens going to, different countries, usually because of unemployment and poverty.
Exactly.
And imagine that the 2nd biggest foreign population living in Saudi Arabia is actually Pakistanis.
Exactly.
And who in 2016 actually contributed 5.8 billion in remittances.
Exactly. And then at the same time, Shiza, mentioning all of this, ladies and gentlemen, there's these few key points which we wanted to bring out and right in front of people, and I think that PTV World is definitely that platform where we can actually raise awareness.
We educate.
May it be probably for all those officials out there who actually might not be aware of the figures, or may it be people outside the country, or may it be people within the country as well.
Yes.
So now for people who actually travel to Saudi Arabia or Europe or, you know, other countries, ladies and gentlemen, they definitely do not belong to that segment of society where, you know, you have every blessing on top of your head. So people actually leave from this country or probably migrate to actually earn a bit of money so that they can actually support their family and whatnot, or probably skilled labor. That's how we can title them as well. But other than that, what happens is, ladies and gentlemen, we are definitely friends with Saudi Arabia, and there's no doubt in it, or with UAE, ladies and gentlemen. But then, other than that, I think that people who actually travel abroad to work and then earn money, and if they're unable to send it back, or probably if they're not getting paid for 5 months, or probably if their passports are being confiscated and if they are thrown behind the bars, there might be reasons for the Saudi government to do that. But we actually have I think I'm going to take advantage of the opportunity and say that we can actually ask about people who actually belong to Pakistan, and I think it's our right. And back in September, our premier actually traveled too as well, and then he said that, you know, he's actually going to probably look into it as well. So this is what we're going to discuss, but this is not the only issue which overseas Pakistanis face.
There are quite a lot of them that we are, slowly going to explore in this show. But it's not that the government is not doing anything about it. In fact, there are a lot of Pakistani citizens as well who want to take up the responsibility of helping their Pakistani brothers, no matter where they are situated, no matter in what conditions they're living. But we'll come to that. Before that, we have a small package for you that you must watch. And this is about all the Pakistani, migrants who have probably gone to Gulf countries or others and are living a miserable life. Let's take a look at it.
Top most violent prisons in the world. The only place more dangerous to live than prison is the world outside of it. A quick look at the evening news will convince any viewer that the world is a dangerous place to live. Prisoners are designed to house criminals, and some prisons are designed specifically for the world's most dangerous criminals. These are the criminals who pose the greatest threat to the society. Following is a list of the top 10 most violent prisons in the world. Number 5. La Santé Prison. Paris, France is the home of La Santé Prison. The prison is known as such a brutal place that many prisoners have taken their own lives over serving their sentence there. 1999 saw the suicides of 124 prisoners. Number 4. Diyarbakir Prison. The conditions at Diyarbakir Prison in Diyarbakir, Turkey have been notoriously inhumane. One of the darkest spots of the prison's past, for which it has been known, is incarcerating children for lifelong sentence. Number 3. La Sabaneta Prison. La Sabaneta Prison is located in Venezuela, South America. The facilities of the prison are designed to house 15,000 prisoners, but actually houses 25,000. The prison is gently understaffed, with approximately 1 guard for every 150 inmates. The prison is known for its violent incidents. Number 2. Tadmor Prison. Tadmor Military Prison is in Syria and is known as one of the most oppressive prisons for a prisoner to serve time in the world. Amnesty International has stated that every aspect of it was designed to dehumanize its inhabitants. Tadmor was closed down in 2001 but reopened in 2011. It is no less brutal today. Number 1 is the Carandiru Penitentiary. Carandiru Penitentiary in Brazil, South America is arguably the most violent and deadly prison in the world. In 1992, a violent prison massacre occurred when 102 inmates were shot dead. The prison is also known for terrible health problems.
Well, this was actually the top 5 prisons of the world, the pathetic prisons of the world.
Where you definitely do not want to land, ladies and gentlemen, no matter what happens, okay? Don't do anything where you land in these prisons.
Yeah, but unfortunately, there are some people who haven't actually done quite some things to land in these prisons, or other prisons of probably the Gulf countries that we were talking about.
And talking about that, ladies and gentlemen, approximately 3,300 Pakistanis have actually been detained within Saudi Arabia as well, not knowing whether they are behind the bars or probably somewhere else, or there is a facility where they have been kept. But other than that, ladies and gentlemen, this is not one issue overseas Pakistanis are facing. Ladies and gentlemen, when they actually come down to Pakistan with their families, they have been questioned about whether they're carrying 2 mobiles, 3 mobiles, 4 mobiles. And I think that there needs to be guidelines too as well. There needs to be a separate counter for overseas Pakistanis. I believe in that too as well, so that they do not actually have trouble in coming or entering or going out of Pakistan as well, because they come from a country where now they and their families have actually got systematic. So, as soon as they land into Pakistan, I think things change too as well. So there are other issues. We're definitely going to be in conversation with these people who actually run this organization, which is with the name of Overseas Pakistanis Global Foundation, and they're trying to help. They're operational in USA, Europe, England, Kenya, and a lot of other places on this globe.
You'll find them wherever Pakistanis
Exactly.
are.
So I think we're done talking right now, and we really need to move on to our guests over here on my right-hand side, ladies and gentlemen. Whenever it's about overseas Pakistanis, I've seen this gentleman over here on the show as well. We even wanted a representative from Federal Ombudsman because, they actually made us a few promises, but probably next time, inshallah. So on my right-hand side, ladies and gentlemen, President of OPGF, a social activist himself, he's none other than Mr. Shakil Sheikh. Hello, assalamu alaikum, how are you?
Good, how are you, sir?
Absolutely perfect. Thank you very much for joining us. It's wonderful to have you. Alongside Mr. Shakil Sheikh, ladies and gentlemen, we have been joined by the Joint Secretary OPGF. He's a human rights activist and his name is superb. He's none other than Mr. Abdul Rauf Balle. Hello, assalamu alaikum, how are you?
Walaikum salam, how are you doing today?
Absolutely perfect. Thank you very much for joining us. And last but not the least, ladies and gentlemen, one of that leg of OPGF, which stays over here in Pakistan and makes sure that all the things are running smoothly. And he's a legal advisor of OPGF. Well, a person of this sort needs to be in Pakistan. He's none other than Mr. Shiraz Khan. Hello, assalamu alaikum, how are you?
Assalamu alaikum, Jim. Thank you so much.
Wa alaikum assalam. Thank you very much for joining us, gentlemen. And let's get the conversation started. So, Shakil Saab, I think in the first half, what we need to do is that we really need to highlight all of those problems which our Pakistani brethren face, probably living over there or when they come down to Pakistan.
Sure. First of all, the number one agenda we have is the Pakistani living in a jail in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because they're not criminals. All they do, they just went to Saudi Arabia. I'm sure if I work in Saudi Arabia and I cannot afford to bring my wife and the children because my salary is so low, so I think that's exactly what happened. What they did, they bring their family, the wife and the children in Umrah visa, and they went overstay because they said, don't worry about it, stay here.
Right.
Yeah.
And they're running their life. One morning they're going through the checkpoints. I'm sure you guys went to Saudi Arabia. There's many checkpoints.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they pull you over, they check your document, which you don't have it. What they do, they take you in a jail straight away. You have a children, the wife and a husband. Even you have other children home, the home, that's it, you're done for your life.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. Your home, your bank account, everything is finished. You're just going to jail and now you don't have your document.
Oh, right.
Okay, because my document, if I'm a husband, my document is sitting with my kafil,
Yeah.
like the Saudi man. And now nobody gave him a document. He's sitting in a jail because all he needs his document and his ticket to come home.
Right. Right.
Which we want Pakistan government to help those people out, the consulate in Saudi Arabia. That's what our organization want to jump in, and we want to even chip out the money with the government to help those people. First, women and children, we want them to go home.
Okay.
We want the list from the Pakistan government and the consulate, embassy in Saudi Arabia, let us know. We know the numbers, but we will need to know how many children and a woman's there.
Right.
First, we're going to help them out, then the men's, because the criminal people, we're not going after them.
Okay.
They did the crime,
Right.
they
They should
do
be
what they have to
served.
do. Only the innocent people. What only thing they did, they went overstay.
Yeah.
Oh.
So we just want to clear these people out, to send them home. They are our family, they are our sister, brothers. They don't have money to come home. We can help them.
Yeah.
Right. So, one of the grievances of the, people detained over there in the camps in Saudi Arabia was, as of 2018, I was reading a news article from a very, reputed newspaper. They said that people from other countries, their embassy men do come and meet with them, listen to their grievances, but no one comes to see them from Pakistan. Why so? Is it that it's not under probably discussion or no one's bothered about it?
Actually, I was here a couple months ago and I did speak to Mr. Zulfi Bukhari, I think he's the foreign minister.
Right.
And
Not
he
foreign,
loved my idea.
Okay.
Like I think I was here 3 months ago.
Okay.
Because only for this reason, I had a long conversation with him, I have a big
He's
meeting
not
with
a
him.
foreign minister.
And he loves my idea. He said, that's an excellent idea. I was working on it. I will help you out. But so far, nothing happened. And we have a meeting with him today again.
Oh.
I think this is something which Mr. Shiraz needs to answer. So please, would you continue with the question?
Well, one of the things regarding this Saudi Arabia, they have no choice to, to take the provision of the legal advisor.
Okay.
If they arrest in the Saudi Arabia, they have no option for the legal advisor. That's why we go back to the State Minister, Zulfi
Right.
Bukhari, And we have request to Zulfikar, if they, I mean, our state people, they need the legal advisor, so we can provide the legal advisor. We have the data assistant as well. And we can, you know, offer them the ticket as well, because the people, they complete their, you know, the prison, the prison, you know, duration. But what they need to be the ticket, the return ticket. So what Overseas Pakistani Global Foundation is looking for, the, you know, providing them with the support of the government, providing them the tickets, the return tickets, because they are looking for their family. In September, Prime Minister was in Saudi Arabia. There are protest in the outside of the consulate, and the families were there, and they are looking forward for the government of Pakistan. Right. One of the reasons, as you mentioned, the 3,309 prisoners were there, and 40% people were detained because of the traffic rules. Okay. I mean, it's obviously, if I am the outside of my country, I will not, you know, aware of the traffic rules. Right, so 40% people are detained because of the traffic rules, and the 29% people are detained because of the overstay, and they are not aware how to proceed you know, the process of.
But this is something wrong on our end. You know, this is one thing which we need to realize, and I think that we need to educate overseas Pakistanis that not to overstay at anybody's place. I mean, for example, if we get guests for like 4 days, and if they told us before coming from Karachi or Lahore that, you know, we're going to be here for 4 days, I think I'm just going to be arranging things for 4 days. Absolutely. So 5th day is going to be a little difficult as well. Yeah. So yeah, for those people who've actually done it, you know, by themselves, I think that they need to be responsible for that. But now there needs to be a way to bring them out and, you know, to get them in touch with their families as well. Because one more thing which I've realized, and that is, Shakil Sahab, that, you know, people who actually go to work over there, they do not have their passports anyways with them, you know. So first they enter into training, and then, you know, while they're training, they do not get paid. Once they're out of training, they definitely start to get paid as well, but they still do not have their passports, and they're not allowed to travel whenever they want. So we ourselves are signing up for this, and I don't think that there's anybody else to blame in it, because we do it ourselves, no?
But then again, that segment of the society, you know, most of them, not all of them, are not very properly educated, right? They are the ones who need to be at least told what to do and what not to do. Yeah. And Mr. Shiraz, you mentioned that, you know, they don't have the right to ask for a legal counsel, or only Pakistanis, or anyone there in the camps? Well,
you know, that's a secondary source which we get the information from the jails. Okay. Only for Pakistani, they have no provision, because the legal system is, you know, differ from the Pakistan laws. Yeah. So they have no provision for providing the legal counsel for the Saudis. For the Saudis, you know, they have no law in there. Okay. We have one of the agreement which is followed up. We are looking for the government of Pakistan. There is an agreement of transforming prisoners. Okay. In September, Imran Khan was there, and they were talk about the transforming, you know, the agreement. Then we were looking for again for the state minister. I mean, the overseas state minister. They, you know, they ensured that's, you know, that's agreement, you know, should be, you know, on table. They start the conversation on that. So then that's really easy for the Pakistan, you know, particularly for Pakistan, to talk about that.
Exactly. And which is why, you know, because earlier, ladies and gentlemen, before we were getting started with the show, so I kind of had a conversation. I told them that first we are going to discuss the challenges and then the solutions. But I think that what we need to do is that, you know, since we have discussed this challenge for the overseas Pakistanis in Saudi Arabia, I think that we need to discuss solutions right away as well, so that we move on. So, Bali Saab, what solutions do we have in terms of getting those people out and back in Pakistan if they want to come?
I think so. As per my colleague just talked regarding the rules and regulations, Saudi Arabia, they have different rules and regulations. Yeah. So our government should have to be handled in a different way. They need to talk to them like a separate, like the Islamic Sharia Council, like that way. So that's where we can help these guys.
Okay. Sheikh Saab, do you have any proposition for that?
Yeah, definitely, because the Prime Minister of Pakistan is very good friend with the Saudi government now. Yes. We have a lot of agreements going on. They are involving them in, you know, Gwadar now. Exactly. So I'm sure there is only a conversation. It's not a big of problem. Prime Minister just have to make a one phone call. Right. Or our Foreign Minister, Qureshi sir, just have to. If they have to, because they have other problems. So I think nobody there's a smaller problem for them. But it's a bigger problem for the family who's sitting in a jail. Exactly. Because for them, that's the most biggest problem. I'm sure the government have a bigger problem in the country right now. There are a lot of things going on. But I you know, appeal to Prime Minister of Pakistan, please, I doesn't have anybody in a jail, thank God. but they are our families, our sister and brother Pakistanis.
Exactly.
Please, somebody pay attention. Just make a one quick call.
So by that 3,309 people, are we trying to say that it's children, ladies and men?
Yes.
Everybody's behind the bars?
A lot of children and ladies, because I go to Saudi Arabia a lot and I have speak to a lot of people. And what I find out, what I just told you in the beginning, they got pulled over in a checkpoint. Trust me or not, your home is there. Even let's say you was a wife and a husband.
Yeah, I forgot my wallet and
you're cooking and you went to buy a grocery and you get pulled over by the police station for the traffic rules and they ask your license document. You don't have it. Have children home, have children with you in a car, you're in a police station. You're done.
That's it.
You're not going back home.
Yes, so be
And you're sitting
careful.
in a jail.
And you know, it's probably a minor issue, but I think it is something to talk about. You know, there's a language barrier, of course, and they do not even have access to adequate translators. Is that one of the main issues that they cannot get out of it?
Actually, no, that's not the point because
Okay.
everybody speak Urdu in there and a lot of
Otherwise,
people,
Pakistani speak Arabic.
yes, and,
Yeah, they are.
and
Yeah,
they're
Arabic.
born there and you know they know exactly. I don't think this is the situation.
Okay.
I think the law of this country, Saudi Arabia, because what you just mentioned,
Yeah.
we all have to follow the law and
Yeah,
the rules.
absolutely.
Because the Saudi Arabia government laws are very tough.
Right.
We need to follow. Absolutely, any country you go, you need to follow the. We live in USA, we follow the laws, but we also have a humanitarian lot of things, which we have a rights.
Okay.
Saudi Arabia, you don't have a rights.
Oh.
And the most worry we are for the children and women. At least they need to become home.
Okay.
So our government, if one person attention and make couple phone calls, trust me, this thing can be done in 1 week.
Okay, but let me ask you one more thing before we move on to Shiraz Sahib, because he's the one who's actually the legal advisor.
Yeah.
Now, is that the treatment which is being served to Pakistanis only, or for Indians, or for Bangladeshis, or for everybody from South Asia who actually go over there to work?
I think everybody.
It's with everybody. Okay, now let's come towards the legal complications when we actually try to converse or probably bring them onto the table to talk with us. What are the legal complications we face?
Well, this is, there is a universal protection policy.
Okay.
We need to follow that universal protection policies, which is for, applicable for all the countries, one.
Yeah.
And the second is, there is an agreement, transforming the prisoners. There is agreement. This is an opportunity. As my colleague mentioned, Imran Khan is a good, position.
Exactly.
I mean, on a single call, that's, things will be, on table and we can talk on the things. The thing which is need to be followed, like who will be providing the legal services.
Okay.
That's the permission needs to be granted for the Pakistani prisoner. If it's started, so that's the things will be moving on.
Okay, that's great. And with that, ladies and gentlemen,
We need to go out to a short break, but when we come back, we're going to talk about so many other things, including the right to own or buy property over there.
yeah, over here.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do that. Okay, good morning.
Stay tuned.
The Badshai Mosque, or the Royal Mosque in Lahore, commissioned by the 6th Mughal Emperor Aurangzeb in 1671 and completed in 1673, is the second largest mosque in Pakistan and South Asia and the 5th largest mosque in the world. Epitomizing the beauty, passion and grandeur of the Mughal era. It is Lahore's most famous landmark and a major tourist attraction. Capable of accommodating 5,000 worshippers in its main prayer hall and a further 95,000 in its courtyard, it remains the largest mosque in the world. From 1673 to 1986, a period of 313 years, when overtaken in size by the completion of the Faisal Mosque in Islamabad. Today, it remains the second largest mosque in Pakistan and South Asia and the fifth largest mosque in the world after Masjid al-Haram, Grand Mosque of Mecca, and Al-Masjid al-Nabwi, Prophet's Mosque in Medina. The Hassan II Mosque in Casablanca and the Faisal Mosque in Islamabad. To appreciate its large size, the four minarets of the Badshai Mosque are 13.9 feet, 4.2 meters taller than those of the Taj Mahal, and the main platform of the Taj Mahal can fit inside the 278,784 square feet courtyard of the Badshai Mosque, which is the largest mosque courtyard in the world.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. For everybody who just got tuned into PTV World, you watching World this morning alongside Shiza Hashmi and Shahzad Khan. And the only reason, ladies and gentlemen, that I'm smiling is that we had a small argument while we were out on break too as well. But I think it was a friendly one as well. But earlier we have discussed the issue of all the detained Pakistanis within Saudi Arabia. We want to move on with all the issues, and I think Shiza is going to take the lead. Go
Okay,
ahead.
so before going out on a short break, we were about to discuss this right to own or buy property in Pakistan of the people living, outside Pakistan,
Yeah.
because apparently they're not tax filers. So are we going to do anything about that? Should they even have the right to do so?
Yeah, I think, this is the argument, ladies and gentlemen, we had during the break. And obviously, since they do not have any source of income, well, if they do, obviously they need to be filers. But if they do not, how can they even think about that? Go on.
Let's say I'm Pakistani, I want to buy a house. I want to even buy a motorcycle. I cannot buy even because I have to be a filer. And Pakistan government, nobody is spending money in Pakistan. I don't know who's the advisor for Prime Minister of Pakistan. I really need to see that person.
Okay.
Nobody
that can
buying
get
Seeing
anything.
one of them today.
Nobody moving anything in Pakistan because everybody hold on to their money. And overseas, they have money. They want to invest money in Pakistan. And Prime Minister of Pakistan, anywhere they go, they say, welcome overseas Pakistani, come invest money here. But how?
How?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think he don't even know this part because we cannot do anything.
Okay.
Let's say if I want to buy a house, I cannot.
That's correct, because
So
you're
Prime
not a
Minister of
filer.
Pakistan, sir, you need to change a little bit rules.
Okay.
Give an open hand to overseas Pakistani, come, invest money in Pakistan, buy property. At least Pakistani economy start moving.
Yeah.
So Pakistani economy is stuck right now for last couple months because happened to be I was here twice in last 3 months.
Yeah.
What I speak to a couple of people, nobody buying anything, nobody selling anything. And it's the best time to invest money in Pakistan for real estate if they give a permission to overseas Pakistanis.
So
And
we
I
need
think-
to review the rules probably.
Yeah, and I think that this hindrance is actually for the time being, ladies and gentlemen, because for a longer period of time, overseas Pakistanis were able to actually buy properties. And it's not just that that the government is not doing it. And I think that, at times overseas Pakistanis are tricky too as well. I'm very sorry, don't get offended, because they do have sources of income from Pakistan or from within Pakistan. They've constructed huge plazas, buildings, societies. For all these people, they had businesses first over here and then they moved out. So I think this is this other segment we were talking about. So yeah, for every message cannot be for the Premier himself, and I think there needs to be a few messages for people who are out there.
Absolutely.
So Bali Sahab, now for example, for all those people who have sources of income over here, they still do not actually want to bring them out right in front of the government because they'll have to pay a lot of taxes.
Yeah.
What do we do about all of those people who actually have
hiding
source of
their
incomes but are
assets.
still hiding? Then what do we do?
The reason
Because
is
Shakil Sahab over here wants the economy to move. How is it going to move then?
no, the people want to spend the money here, but the problem is a lot of barcodes between the bureaucracy, the government of Pakistan, and the investors.
Okay.
So that's where the people are hiding to invest the money over here.
Okay, so this is one reason. Thank you very much. I like Bali Sahab over here. He's a very honest guy. Shiraz Sahab, now what are the challenges?
Well, as you mentioned, I mean, before that, before the government of this new government, and there are investors. They are, investing the money, and they are, buying the buildings. But what happened? Now there are the new rules.
Okay.
Of course, we need to be, streamline the things where the money is coming, and how it's, the overseas or anyone, buying their buildings. They have to pay the tax to the government of Pakistan, because on a tax you have the development of the, you need the roads, you need the buildings, you need the health, provision. There are rules. What we were talking about, I mean, my colleague is talking about, there need to be, procedure.
Okay.
Which, easy our job. Systems.
Yeah.
We are talking about the systems. Why not, to welcome first the overseas, they bring in the money, and then you table on the procedures. Right. You bring the new procedure. If you are stucking them on an initial phases, so where the money will be comes, because the overseas are backbound. We need the money. I mean, Pakistani need the money.
Okay.
And I mean, 19.1 million rupees are coming from the overseas.
Imagine that.
Yes.
It's a huge amount.
19.1 million or dollars or pounds?
It's 19.1 million dollars. Yes.
That's a lot of money, ladies and gentlemen. I want it all. Yeah.
Absolutely.
And that could be a triple.
Yeah.
Yes,
if they give them the open hand. And you know what, they're talking about a tax. Let's say as an overseas Pakistani, I invest some money here.
Yeah.
Okay, and then government give us open hand, invest money. You buy land, you buy whatever you buy. But at the end of the day, you want to turn around the money.
Yeah.
So obviously the government of Pakistan going to receive a tax.
Right.
When you sell, purchase, there is a tax. So there is a fees, there is a cost.
I mean, if the transaction is authentic, I think only then.
No, but that's what I say. They just bring the money to Pakistan is okay. Taking money out of Pakistan is wrong.
Okay. I know, but people, we have to be honest with our jobs. So I know people who've actually taken out money where they actually wouldn't ever be traced. And this is how the system works, and we really need to highlight these issues too as well for people who are actually stealing from Pakistan as well. Yes. The money's going, the money's coming back, but I think that I have firm belief in the newer government systems as well, because of the fact that I think that they actually came up with the idea that even if things are going to be at halt for a while, no problem, but let's get the systems running, and I think everything's going to be perfect.
Yeah, I just have one more thing before you do. I think you have a question as well. But since we're discovering roles of how government can be a part of this and how people can educate themselves as well, I think we have to look at the role of ambassadors as well. So there's a proper reason for assigning, consulate generals or ambassadors across different countries in the world, so that they can listen to the grievances of the Pakistani expats living there.
And that's why they're there.
Exactly, that's the reason they're there. But there's this elite culture of diplomats, and they're not accessible to the general people out there. And one of the reasons, I think the Prime Minister last week, he called a group of ambassadors and he talked to them and spoke to them about them to be accessible for Pakistanis all across the globe. So if that happens, I mean, I really hope that does happen.
Does it happen, first of all? Yeah.
Yeah,
it really doesn't happen. But you see the ambassador once in a blue moon.
Okay.
Like, we're living in USA and we did see the ambassador, because a few people do have the access to ambassador. Let's say they come to any big function or any meeting,
and stuff. And
there's a few community people get invited, which, of course we will get invited. But, like 2% of people living there and have access to ambassador, that's not enough. Ambassador should have access to every person. There should be open door, because we're not living in Pakistan. Ambassador job is
representing Pakistan.
Representing every Pakistani living overseas.
Exactly.
Right, any country. The things are still, when you go to consulate, forget about the ambassador. Any small clerk, even sitting there, they still looks like you Pakistan office right there.
Exactly.
The way they treat you, I see them, they're treating very bad to people there. They go to renew their passports, small things. The system is still there.
Yeah. Okay, thank you very much for highlighting that, and for all those people who are out there. And obviously the ambassadors actually need to do their part of work. But I think that that 2% of people who actually are or have been invited by the ambassador himself to any occasion or festivity, what they can do is that they can probably be the leader for all those other people whose grievances are being unheard.
Sound their voices.
And
that's exactly how
exactly.
it is. That's
so
what
that's
you just
great.
mentioned. That's how it is.
I think this is one of the solutions, and since we're running short of time as well, so we'll have to thank you over here. But thank you very much for joining us. It was wonderful to have you to actually listen to problems which our overseas Pakistanis brethren face, And inshallah, you know, this is something which we could do, and I think, let's see, for all those people who were listening, whatever is in your capacity, you have to do it too as well.
And it's so great to actually have, you know, general Pakistani citizens to take up the responsibility of helping other citizens over here.
But now I've got one more question for you. So thank you very much, gentlemen, for being with us. It was lovely to have you.
Thank you for having us.
And, you know, since, ladies and gentlemen, we've actually started this newer segment where we introduce fruit and, you know, the benefits of it. So 2-3 days ago, you know, there was this competition. It wasn't really a competition. It was voting where people were supposed to vote for the national dessert of Pakistan. Imagine we never had a dessert for this long. And, you know, this was a competition in between jalebi, burfi and gulab jamun, ladies and gentlemen. So which one would you opt for?
Of course, gulab jamun.
Of course, gulab jamun.
Garam gulab jamun.
Yeah, garam gulab jamun, ladies and gentlemen. You know, otherwise, if this voting would have taken place in summers, I think burfi or jalebi might have won.
My answer would still be the same.
Yeah, but gulab jamun, ladies and gentlemen, is a wonderful dish, or probably dessert or sweet. You know, wherever you go, you know, that's what you are actually going to be asked for as well, whether you want to have a gulab jamun or not. It's basically a dough ball, and it's made with, I think, flour and sugar.
No idea, but let's find out.
I've never made it. Yeah, but let's find out. Let's go ahead and let's see a gulab jamun so that we feel like eating a gulab jamun.
Let's take a look.
In the race between gulab jamun, jalebi and burfi, it is no surprise that the gulab jamun won the popularity vote for being the national dessert of Pakistan. Recently, in a quest to find the national sweet, the government of Pakistan decided to question the citizens that which among the above would they choose as the national sweet of the country. Gulab jamun emerged as the clear winner, and the fan of the sweets were also glad. Around 15,000 people voted in the poll, with jalebi trailing at number 2. Gulab jamuns are deep-fried dough balls which are made of the milk powder, butter and cream or milk. They are then soaked in the sugar syrup. They are the life of every party, and no desi celebration is complete unless these delights are present, be it a shadi, Eid, Milad or any other celebration. Indeed, we adore the all sweets of Pakistan, but gulab jamun has its own class.
Well, gulab jamun is the clear winner over here.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, there are different types of gulab jamun available, but please, ladies and gentlemen, wherever you are, whatever occasion it may probably be, remember, gulab jamun is a national dessert.
Absolutely.
All right, and with that, do not forget to write to us on our Facebook page, which is with the name of
Well This Morning.
You can even tell us, let us know about your birthdays, weddings, whatnot, and we're definitely going to give you a shout out on Twitter.
Yes, with the name World This
Morning
without a G. So
on Dailymotion and YouTube.
Well This Morning.
And this fabulous repeat is going to be at
5 past 11 p.m.
Till the next time, 1, 2, 3. Good morning.